A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. You're watching Kwara TV News now. I am Tosin Adeoye. Let's start from the federal scene, where the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities HASU will on Wednesday formalize a new agreement that will improve the quality of the university educational system and ensure stability. This is contained in a statement by the Ministry of Education on Sunday. The statement said that the ceremony, which will be held at the Tertiary Education Trust Fund TET Fund Conference Hall in Maitama, Abuja, will be presided over by the Minister of Education, Maruf Alausa, and the Minister of State for Education, Swaiba Hamad. The development is coming following a recent 14-day ultimatum by the union. Meanwhile, the strike was later cancelled before it began after ASU and the federal government held overnight talks. The new agreement reflected the government's commitment to constructive engagement with critical stakeholders and to resolving industrial disputes through dialogue, mutual understanding, and cooperation. The ministry said that the agreement aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which recognizes education as a strategic driver of the national development, human capital growth, and socio-economic transformation. Still staying with the government at the central, the federal government has inaugurated a 40 billion naira closed-circuit television control center for the third mainland bridge in Lagos. Speaking at the inauguration, Minister of Works David Umahi said that the project followed extensive rehabilitation works carried out on the bridge after the current administration took office in 2003. He said President Bola Tinubu approved the total rehabilitation of the bridge, including replacement of expansion joints, noting that the completed work had improved driving conditions and extended the bridge lifespan. Umahi said that the CCTV system, first announced in 2025, was designed to curb dangerous driving, prevent suicide attempts, and strengthen security. He added that the security personnel would monitor live footage from the control center and enforce speed limits on the bridge. Earlier, Olufemi Dare, the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, said that the facility was the first of its kind on any bridge in Nigeria. He said the system allows real-time monitoring of activities on the bridge and surrounding waters. Let's go to Ondo, where 1 week after the Ondo State Judicial Officers declared an indefinite strike action, court operations across the state remains short. It was recalled that the magistrate president of Grade A Customary Court and legal research officers commenced a definite strike on January 5 over the inability of the state government to grant the judiciary financial autonomy, lack of attention to the plight of workers. Members of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSON, also joined industrial action on January 6th, demanding improved welfare conditions. Some reporters who visited the courts on Monday observed that the facilities were still under lock and key. A top officer who spoke with the reporters anonymously accused the Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Omoumi Isaac, of allegedly undermining Ayedatiwa's directives on welfare and financial support for the judiciary. The report says that the paralysis of court operations has drawn concern from legal practitioners and civil society, who warn that continued shutdown of judicial services could undermine access to justice and erode public confidence in the rule of law. Now, a total of 95 princes and princesses of Fushegboa Rolling House have expressed interest in the stool of Awujale of Ijebuland. The development was disclosed by Olori Ebi of the Fushegboa Rolling House, Lateef Oyemi, at the commencement of a nomination meeting held at the BC Rodipe Hall, Jare, Ijebu-Ode. Oyemi is also known as Otumba Jadera. Other leaders of the ruling house who were present at the meeting include Deputy Olori Ebi Oba Otumba Ajidagba, Chairman Chief Fasi Yusuf, and other members. Otumba Yemi informed the meeting that the names of those who scaled the first hurdle would be forwarded to the Afobajers. Oyemi noted that the Afobajers would select one of the candidates as the next Awujale and forward his name to the Ogun State government. He stated that those in disagreement with the exercise can channel their grievances to the state government. Let's go to Edo State, where following the incessant kidnapping and the subsequent protest by residents of Ekpoma, the Isan West local government area, the Edo State government has suspended the resumption of the second term academic activities in Edo State and in Edo Central Senatorial District until further notice. The Commissioner for Education in the state, Dr. Emmanuel Padi Inyamu, disclosed this in a statement dated January 12, 2026 in Benin City. In a 3-paragraph statement, Inyamu said that the decision was to enable the government to address some exigencies to improve the welfare of the children. He said that the new date of resumption would be duly communicated in due process to the public. And in Rivers, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has opened its online media accreditation portal for the upcoming Rivers State by-elections in Hahuada, East 2, and Kana 2 constituencies. The election is scheduled for February 21st, 2026. INEC announced this via its official X handle that interested media organizations are required to apply through the portal online. The Commission stated that the accreditation portal will close on the 8th of February 2026, stressing that late applications will not be considered. The North Central of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Forum has opposed calls for the resignation of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike. The forum also kicked against calls on President Bola Tinubu to sack the minister. National Secretary of the APC, Senator Ajibola Bashir, recently asked Wike to resign his appointment as minister to concentrate on his obsession with the politics of Rivers State. Bashir made the statement after Wike warned him against dabbling into the political affairs of Rivers State, where the FCT minister is engaged in a political battle with Governor Sime Fubara. Some Nigerians who feel displeased with Wike's activities in Rivers State have also urged President Tinubu to sack him as FCT minister or redeploy him to another ministry. The Joint National Congress, INC West African chapter, had also urged Tinubu to redeploy Wike to the Ministry of Niger Delta. The forum noted that since Wike became Minister of FCT, the pace of development in the territory has improved with key executions of key infrastructure projects under his watch. The APC Forum stressed that it has no interest in the political crisis in Rivers State, as according to it, its only concern was the development of the FCT and by extension, the North Central. The group equally said it has no interest to join issues with the APC leaders who have called for Wike's resignation. The newly posted Commissioner of Police in Kebbi State, Umar Adija has assumed duty, pledging to confront criminal activities decisively to ensure the state does not become a safe haven for criminals. Adija made the pledge on Monday during his inaugural address at the Kebbi State Police Command headquarters in Benin, Kebbi. The police chief, the 38th Commissioner of Police in the state, said that his priorities include the protection of lives and property, maintenance of public order, and enforcement of discipline within the command. He noted that Kebbi's strategic location, vast rural areas, and international borders present security challenges such as banditry, kidnapping, illegal arms, trafficking, and others. Transborder crimes. Adija said that the command would adopt proactive policing strategies in line with the vision of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, with emphasis on community-based policing and intelligence-led operations. The commissioner called for the cooperation of residents while warning officers and men of the command against misconduct. He also stressed the need for collaboration with the state government, sister security agencies, the media, and members of the public to effectively address security challenges in the state. Lastly, a non-governmental organization, Abubakar A.S. Siddiq Philanthropic Home, has distributed items to 150 beneficiaries as part of efforts to ensure equitable distribution of wealth in the society. Awao Dauda reports that the distribution of items such as was in partnership with the King Salman Humanitarian and Relief Center took place at the Government House Banquet Hall, Ilorin, in the state capital. Our reports.
The Kwara State Banquet Hall today was filled to capacity as Abibakri Asidic Philanthropic Home extended charity to needy in efforts to help the less privileged in the society. In her remarks, the State Commissioner for Social Development, Dr. Mariam Imam, said the foundation has not only brought hope to the beneficiaries but also dignity, adding that government alone cannot address social challenges. She reaffirmed government commitment to well-being of citizens, urging well-meaning Nigerians to emulate such acts.
Kwara Tv Philanthropic Home has demonstrated this teaching through practical action. By equipping these children with vocational skills, you are helping them to become self-reliant, productive members of the society, and contributors of economic development rather than dependent.
The project manager of the organization, Farid Abdulrazak Salman, said the organization focus is to prioritize the welfare, education, and empowerment of vulnerable children in the society. He expressed optimism that the project will inspire other individuals, organizations, and stakeholders to emulate the spirit of giving by investing in humanity and uplifting the most vulnerable in the society.
We have children that are neglected and forgotten on the street, or just because they've lost the parent, then they have no one responsible for them. It causes them to lose the mental stability they need to function as normal citizens and normal individuals.
Also speaking with Kwara TV News, the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, Bayo Kozi-Mujiusi, said beneficiaries were chosen based on merit, urging them to be a good ambassador of the foundation.
Being without a guide is more or less like whoever comes first, whether good or bad. If bad people come now, they follow them, because these children also lack the basic means of livelihood.
For the beneficiaries, they commended the convener of the event, saying that the skill learned would go a long way in improving their well-being.
It's of a great nutritional value for our children, and it really goes a long way.
Financially, it's a little bit challenging before I joined the program, but alhamdulillah, the relief they gave us is enormous.
Highlight of the event include distribution of certificates as well as equipment such as sewing machines, tricycle, foodstuffs, cooking gas and cylinders, among others, for over 100 graduates who had undergone training for about 8 months in various skills. The foundation also distributed food items to selected orphanage homes across the state. Hawa Dauda, Kwara TV News.
With that report from our Dauda concludes our package from the English test. Thank you very much for watching. Continue to watch Kwara State Television as been to our 24-hour broadcast service. Remember that we're starting 113 PTV 502. We're also live on Facebook at Kwara TV. Olajide Ibrahim, he's on the standby for Ilorin. My name is Tosin. Adeoye. Good evening.
Ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́, èyí ni ìròyìn lérèfé láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí apáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin. Ọlájídé Ibrahim ni oníròyìn yín. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ nílé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí tí a mọ̀ sí ASUU yóò forí okòó sọ̀ọ́dún lọ́jọ́rú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí níbi tí wọ́n yóò ti pohùn pọ̀ lórí àwọn ohun wọn ni tí yóò mú ìgbélárugẹ bá ètò ẹ̀kọ́ nílé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì wa gbogbo tí yóò sì mú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ kó dúró re. Èyí jẹ jáde nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan gbà tí ọ̀dọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́jọ́ àìkú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti fi léde pé ayẹyẹ náà yóò wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn ìpàdé àjọ TETFund tó wà ní Maitama nílùú Àbújá tí mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ yóò ṣe adarí rẹ̀. Èyí ni Maruf aláùsá tó fi mọ́ mínísítà kejì nílé iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún Suwaiba Alimad. Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí ló ń wáyé lẹ́yìn gbèdéke ọjọ́ 14 tí àgbáríjọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ olùkọ́ yìí fún ìjọba. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ wọ́n ti ṣẹ́wélé ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí wọ́n fẹ́ gùn lé kí ó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ẹgbẹ́ ASUU àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ ṣe ìpàdé àfúrúṣe kan. Nínú àdéhùn tuntun ọ̀hún níjọba ti jẹ́jẹ́ ìfarajìn sí ìbáṣepọ̀ tí yóò mú ohun rere wá pẹ̀lú àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ tí ó ṣe gbòógì tí wọn yóò sì máa dẹ́kun gbogbo aáwọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ nípa ìfikùnlukùn àgbọ́yé tó dára àti ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ láàrin wọn. Ó ti tó àwọn ọmọ ọba bíi 15 báyìí tí wọ́n ti fi ìfẹ́ hàn láti di Àwùjalẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú láti ìdílé oyè Fùsẹ́gbúwà. Olórí ẹbí ìdílé oyè Fùsẹ́gbúwà Lateef Owóyẹmí ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde níbi ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìpàdé ìforúkọsílẹ̀ ìfanikalẹ̀ èyí tí ó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn Bísíródípẹ̀ lágbègbè GRA nílùú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Owóyẹmí ni wọ́n tún pè ní Ọ̀túnba Jàdíárà. Àwọn àgbà ìdílé oyè yìí tí wọ́n tún wà níbi ìpàdé ọ̀hún ni igbákejì olórí ẹbí Ọ̀túnba Ajídàgbà, alága olóyè Fásì Yusuf àti àwọn mìíràn pẹ̀lú. Ọ̀túnba Owóyẹmí fi léde pé níbi ìpàdé ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti pe orúkọ àwọn tó bá mórí bọ́ níbi ìdíje àkọ́kọ́. Àwọn wọ̀nyí ni wọ́n yóò sì taari sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn afọbajẹ. Lẹ́yìn ni àwọn afọbajẹ yóò wá mú ọ̀kan nínú wọn bíi Àwùjalẹ̀ tuntun tí wọ́n yóò sì náwó rẹ̀ sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo, ọ̀sẹ̀ kan lẹ́yìn tí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ètò ìdájọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ti kéde ètò ìyanṣẹ́lódì aláìnígbèdéke àti àwọn iṣẹ́ ilé ẹjọ́ mìíràn gbogbo káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ náà, ṣé ní gbogbo àwọn ilé ẹjọ́ sì wà ní títìpa báyìí. A ó rántí pé àwọn májísírèètì, àwọn ààrẹ ilé ẹjọ́ ìbílẹ̀ onípele A tó fi mọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìwádìí lẹ́ka òfin bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìyanṣẹ́lódì aláìnígbèdéke lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù kínní ọdún yìí látàrí bí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ náà ṣe kọ̀ láti fún ẹ̀ka ètò ìdájọ́ ní òmìnira ètò ìnáwó àti pé wọn kò kọbi ara sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ètò ìdájọ́ tí a mọ̀ sí JUSUN náà darapọ̀ mọ́ ìyanṣẹ́lódì náà lọ́jọ́ 6 oṣù kínní tí àwọn náà ń béèrè fún ètò ìgbáyégbádùn tó mọ́yán lórí. Àwọn akọ̀ròyìn tí ó ṣe àbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ilé ẹjọ́ lónìí yìí wòye pé títìpa ní gbogbo àwọn ilé ẹjọ́ náà sì wà. Ìròyìn jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ pé àìsí iṣẹ́ kankan ní àwọn ilé ẹjọ́ wọ̀nyí ló ti kó àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ètò ìdájọ́ tó ti kọ wọ́n lóminú, tó fi mọ́ àwọn ajàfẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ọmọnìyàn tí wọ́n ṣe kìlọ̀kìlọ̀ pé títìpa àwọn ilé ẹjọ́ wọ̀nyí yóò dí ìdájọ́ òdodo lọ́wọ́ tí àwọn ènìyàn kò sì ní ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé nínú ẹ̀ka òfin mọ́. Ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers, àjọ tí ó ń rí sí ètò ìdìbò nílẹ̀ yìí ti ṣíde ètò lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára fáwọn akọ̀ròyìn ní ìmúrasílẹ̀ fún ètò ìdìbò tí yóò wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers sí àwọn ẹkùn ìdìbò ìlà oòrùn kejì Àhówàdà àti Kánà kejì ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Ọjọ́ 21 oṣù kejì ọdún yìí ni ètò ìdìbò náà yóò wáyé. Lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára X rẹ̀ ni àjọ INEC ti fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde wípé ilé-iṣẹ́ ìròyìn tí ó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa gbọ́dọ̀ fìfẹ́ hàn gba ti ẹ̀rọ ayélujára àjọ INEC. Ọjọ́ 8 oṣù kejì ni ètò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ náà yóò wá sópin àti pé àwọn kò ní gba ẹni tí ó bá pẹ́ kó tó fi orúkọ sílẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olóṣùṣù ọwọ̀ APC láàrin gbùngbùn ìhà àríwá ilẹ̀ yìí títako ìpè wípé kí mínísítà fólú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa Nyesom Wike ó kọ̀wé fipò lẹ̀. Bákan náà ni wọ́n tún tako pé kí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ó dá mínísítà náà dúró lẹ́yẹ òsọ́kà. Akọ̀wé àpapọ̀ fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Sínátọ̀ Ajíbọ́lá Bashiru ní kòpẹ́kòpẹ́ yìí ló pè wípé kí Wike ó kọ̀wé fipò lẹ̀ bíi mínísítà kó bá lè bójútó ètò òṣèlú ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers tó múmú láyà rẹ̀. Bashiru ló fi àtẹ̀jáde yìí léde lẹ́yìn tí Wike kì í nílọ̀ látàrí bí ó ṣe ń ṣe àyọnusọ sí ètò òṣèlú ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers níbi tí mínísítà olú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa ọ̀hún ti ń ta kàngbọ̀n òṣèlú pẹ̀lú gómìnà Similalaye Fubara. Díẹ̀ nínú àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí tínú wọn kò dùn sí bí Wike ṣe ń ṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers náà ti ké sí ààrẹ Tinubu láti dá Wike dúró bíi mínísítà tàbí kí wọ́n gbé e lọ sí ilé iṣẹ́ mìíràn. Àgbáríjọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ ìbílẹ̀ ìjọ ti ìwọ̀ oòrùn ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà ti ké sí Tinubu láti gbé Wike lọ sí ilé iṣẹ́ tí ó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ Niger Delta kí ó bá lè ríṣẹ́ ṣe níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú. Àjọ kan tí kìí ṣe tìjọba Abubakar As-Sadiq Philanthropic Home ti pín oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀bùn tó tó 100 fún àwọn tí ó jàǹfààní rẹ̀ lára akitiyan láti rí wípé ọlá kárí ilé ó kárí oko nílẹ̀ yìí. Aṣojúkọ̀rọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ Wàyàwá Dáúdà mú àbọ̀ wá wípé ètò ẹ̀bùn pínpín ọ̀hún ló ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àjọ ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní King Salman Humanitarian and Relief Center ló wáyé nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá ilé ìjọba tó wà ní Ìlọrin tí ṣe olú fún ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ṣé ní gbọ̀ngàn ọ̀hún kún fọ́fọ́ lónìí níbi tí àjọ ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú Abubakar As-Sadiq Philanthropic Center ti náwó àánú sí àwọn tó nílò rẹ̀ lára akitiyan rẹ̀ láti ran àwọn tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó lọ́wọ́. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ kọmíṣánná fọ́rọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè ohun amáyédẹrùn Dr. Mariam Imam jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé kì í ṣe wípé àjọ ọ̀hún mú ìrètí wá fún àwọn tí ó jàǹfààní ètò náà ṣùgbọ́n ìwà ọmọlúàbí nítorí pé ìjọba nìkan kò lè ṣe ètò ìpèníjà tó bá dé báni. Ó tún fi kún wípé ìjọba ní ìfarajì sí ètò ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn ènìyàn rẹ̀ tí ó sì rọ àwọn tí Ọlọ́run bá ṣẹ́gi ọlá fún láwùjọ láti wo àwòkọ́ṣe yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀ alákòóso ètò fún ẹgbẹ́ náà Farid Abdulrazak Salman sọ wípé ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún ní àfojúsùn sí ètò ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn ènìyàn, ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ìgbé agbára wọ àwọn ọmọ tí kò rọ́wọ́ họrí láwùjọ wa. Ó yànnàná rẹ̀ pé ètò náà ni yóò ru àwọn ènìyàn mìíràn lọ́kàn sókè tó fi mọ́ àwọn lájọlájọ àti àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ lójúnà àti lè ní ẹ̀mí fífúnni kí wọ́n sì tẹ́ àwọn tí kò rọ́wọ́ họrí láwùjọ lọ́rùn. Nígbà tí wọ́n ń bá ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ wa sọ̀rọ̀, òṣìṣẹ́ tó wà lẹ́ka ètò ìtọpinpin lájọ ọ̀hún Rozim Ojiwusi jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé ètò gbangba làṣà ta ni wọ́n fi yan àwọn tí ó jàǹfààní ètò náà ṣe tí ó sì rọ̀ wọ́n láti jẹ́ aṣojú rere fún àwọn tí ó jàǹfààní ètò náà. Wọ́n gbóríyìn fún àwọn tí ó ṣètò ọ̀hún. Wọ́n ní gbogbo ohun tí àwọn kọ́ ni yóò ní ìparí nínú ìgbé ayé wọn. Níbi tí a ó rí ìròyìn lérèfé ti sáà yìí mọ̀rẹ́ ó bá di ní àṣálẹ́ á mú ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ wá fún yín títí ìgbà náà. Ọlájídé Ibrahim ló ti ń ròyìn fún iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ẹ kú ọwọ́ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́.